Welcome to the Pod Basics Hip Openers class with me, Kumari Sky. So if you have a couple blocks, go ahead and grab those and let's begin in Mountain Pose. So just standing here, feeling your feet very grounded. You can even lift up your toes to really get the sense of your whole foot balanced evenly on the mat. Keep that spot, release the toes, gently draw up your quadriceps, gently draw in your navel. Feel the whole lower half of your body feeling so grounded. Let's work with the upper part. Take your shoulders up, back, and down. Reach through the fingertips as you externally rotate the arms so your thumbs are pointed outward, palms pointing semi-forward. Feel the broadness across your shoulders. Now imagine you have a book on your head. Balancing that book. Feeling strong and solid, just like a mountain. Let's take a few breaths here. And now, if it's comfortable for you, join me in closing your eyes for a few breaths. If that doesn't work, just divert your gaze to the floor. As you breathe, feel your body, feel its stability. Feel your whole being, just as you are right here, right now. One more big breath together. From here you can open your eyes. Let's take hands to heart. And we'll do the practice of Samavriti. Samavriti is 4 counts on your inhale and 4 counts for your exhale as we move the arms. So by doing this, it's very calming to the mind and helps us bring focus into our practice. We'll go through it 5 times. I'll guide you through the first 2. Ready? Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Again. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Practice breathing in through your nose, out through the mouth. One more. Next up is the half sun salutation A. So join me, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, come through the center and all the way down, forward fold. Breathe in and come partway up. Here your hands could be at your shins, your thighs, or possibly on the floor. And with your exhale, come on down again. Inhale the arms out to the sides and back up, hands at center. So we'll go through that a couple more times together. The first time we're going to hang out in a forward fold for a little longer, like maybe 5 breaths. Okay? Inhaling with me up. Exhale, come on down. And here you can just hang out, feeling the weight of your feet balanced. And you can even grab your elbows, you can hang, or you can softly rest your hands on your shins. Breathing. Perhaps you'll find it to feel good if you shake your head yes and no. Just releasing the neck and the shoulders as we're down here. And with your next inhale, come part way up. Exhale down. Inhale all the way back up. Hands together. Again, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, part way up. Exhale down, all the way up. Step your feet a little closer together. And this time when we come part way up, we're gonna come into chair pose. Together, breathe in and up. Exhale down. Inhale, partially up. And now put more weight in your heels and sit your bottom down and raise your arms up. Okay, I'll give you the side view. So I'm putting more weight in my heels, and I'm also squeezing my thighs towards each other as I relax my shoulders and reach through my arms and fingertips. On your inhale, release and come back down to your forward fold. Bend your knees and step into plank pose. Have your shoulders be right over your wrists. Firm the thighs. If you can, while you keep breathing, draw the navel in gently. Go ahead and release the knees to the mat. This is an alternative way that you can practice plank pose in your practice. So again, either be here or come on up to plank, and let's breathe 3 more big breaths. Everybody, let's all put our knees down. And then I'm going to show you how to release to the floor. You want to keep your elbows tucked in close to your body, supporting your weight with your hands, and using the strength of your upper body to lower down, like this. So this is also, and when you start to go to the Pod 1 class, you'll start to learn how to come down without using your knees. But just remember, it's always okay to use your knees, especially if you feel like you haven't built up that upper body strength, or if you have some issues with your shoulders. So let's do that again. So you can either come with your knees, or I'm going to show you how to do it without using your knees. So here we are in plank pose. Keep your elbows in as you lower yourself down to the floor. And here we all are on the floor. We're going to come into Cobra Pose. Breathe in and lift up. This is your basic Cobra Pose, not pushing weight into your hands. Exhale your forehead down. Again, inhale up. And here we are again, drawing the shoulders back, drawing the elbows back and in. Letting your gaze just be out in front of the mat. Exhaling down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, come on down. Press yourself up into all four. Table pose. tuck the toes and we'll take downward dog. Downward dog. Hands are shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart. Holding here. Breathe. Make sure you're putting weight in your thumb and index fingers as well. Deep breaths here as we hold our first downward dog. Exhale, release your knees to the floor. And we'll take child's pose. So just open your knees a little more, bring your big toes together, send your bottom back towards your heels, and walk your arms out any amount. If your head doesn't come to the floor comfortably, you can always stack your fists, you can bend your elbows, you can even put a block under your forehead. So just hang out here. Really feeling the rise and fall of your breath. Go ahead and make your way back up and just come around to seated. So this week, or today's class, because we're just doing a video, the theme is hip openers. So hip openers are so beneficial in your yoga practice. Hip openers affect the stability and the strength of your back, especially, even your side body. So keeping the hips nice and open and juicy helps you have all around flexibility and vitality. The hips are your biggest joint in the body, so we want to keep them very well lubricated and moving freely. Some things to think about with hip openers are, we're going to do a few things where you're crossing your leg like this. If you have any knee issues, make sure that you flex your ankle to help keep that joint healthy. So go ahead and join me in this position. It's called seated figure 4. So I've just taken my leg and put it on top of my other leg. So this is the side view. So the target area you would be feeling a stretch right now is in the hip of the leg that's up. Some people would want more sensation in this, so you can lift up and just slide your butt towards your heel and then walk your chest towards your leg. It's just a warm up. So we're not looking for the most intense stretch we've ever felt before. A few more breaths. And go ahead and release. You can just kind of shake the legs out between sides. And let's go ahead and bring the other leg up. Another great thing about working with the hips is the hips really, really affect the knees and the ankles. So a lot of times if you have knee issues, it really could be stemming from having tight hips. So that's another just great reason to work with our mobility in the hips. Take a moment for a few more deep breaths here. And go ahead and release. Again, we'll shake it out. So join me on all four and have some blocks handy if you have them. We'll press into downward dog again. Go ahead and raise the right leg up and step it forward into a lunge. Practice having your knee right over the ankle. So you can adjust your blocks to be at any level. Once you find your shape, release your center down towards the floor without sacrificing the alignment of your front leg. Send your gaze forward. Breathe. Go ahead and release the left knee to the floor. If for any reason your knee feels sensitive, you can continue to keep your toe tucked, or you could fold your mat over. So we're just going to go a little deeper into the lunge. So you can put your blocks the long way, or you might even be able to take your hands to the mat. Just really giving the body time to open up here. So marry the movement with lots of deep breathing. Let's coax these hips open a little more with an inhale back. Exhale, release. 2 more times. Holding here. Go ahead and tuck the back toe again. Let go of the blocks. Step back into a lunge. Plank. Lowering down. Breathing in for Cobra. Exhale back down. Tabletop. Downward dog. Practicing on the other side, raising the left leg and step it forward. Set your blocks up. Find your alignment with the front leg. Sinking downward, letting the arms and hands be strong, but yet releasing down and grounding. Feel an even amount of weight between the back leg and the front leg. So you're really staying balanced and centered here. Go ahead and lower the right knee down. We'll lower the block setting and sink a little deeper into this low lunge. Pulse lunge, so we'll inhale, release. Exhale, come on deep. Here we go again. One more time. Hang out here for several more breaths. Relaxing the shoulders down the back. And really letting gravity have that right hip. So let's let go, come back into a lunge, step back to plank, lowering down, breathe in and up, exhaling down, press on up and back to downward dog. So you have a couple options. When you're down from Cobra, you can come back to tabletop and then press to downward dog. Or if your practice and strength allows, you can press right up into downward dog from there. Play around with it. So we're going to move into a cross leg forward fold. So go ahead and raise your right leg up and step it forward. And then bring your left leg behind and have your blocks handy. Here you're going to practice once again having mountain pose feet so your feet are evenly balanced. And then use your blocks to help ground you so you feel a nice big stretch in the hips and the quadriceps. And the hamstrings. If you want to play around with moving your body a little more towards the right, a little more towards the left, find your most potent stretch here. Otherwise, just hang out and breathe. We'll make our way out of the pose, so go ahead and just bend your knees and step the left foot back and the right foot back for plank. Lowering down. Tap the forehead, breathe in and up for cobra. Exhale down and back up to downward dog. Hands spread fully. Reach the hips back, firm the arms. Breathe in, lift the left leg and step it forward. And then bring the right leg behind. Find your bricks. Find your balanced alignment here. So this one you'll mostly be feeling in the outer side of the hip, which I'm sure you're all feeling it along with me. Keep in mind that you want to breathe as you release into the pose a little deeper. Just allow the head to hang. And bending the knees, step the right leg back, the left foot back, plank. Lowering down, tapping the forehead and breathing in and up for cobra. Shoulders drawn back, lower down, pressing up to downward dog. Raising your right leg and step it forward into a lunge. We're going to come into warrior two. So just turn out your left foot and look to see that your right front heel is in alignment with the center of the back foot. On your inhale, raise up the left arm and the right arm, gazing over your right shoulder or arm. Drop the shoulders down the back. Reach from fingertip to fingertip. Find your knee right over the ankle. We'll take the reverse version of warrior two. The left hand touches the back leg. The right palm comes up. Gaze upward. Feeling that nice stretch along your right side. Releasing tension from the jaws and cheeks and the forehead. Really don't think about how far back you're getting. Think about how grounded your feet are and the stretch in the front hip crease here. Moving into side angle pose, you'll come and take your forearm on your leg, roll the left shoulder back, and reach. So I'll come do it on this side just to show you. So side angle pose looks like this. Stretching from the top fingers all the way to the side of your left foot. On your inhale, come up to 5-pointed star. Your toes are pointed out, your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, palms together, knees bend, goddess pose. Take your awareness down to your feet. Feel that groundedness. Now to your sacrum, to the top of your head. Feel that elongation. Palms press together energetically so you feel that space across the front of your chest. No doubt you feel a nice stretch deep in the hip sockets. Couple more breaths. On your inhale, raise up, toes come forward. Exhale, hands together and come all the way down for a forward fold. Here your hands could be on a block if you don't touch the floor. You could have your fingertips, palms. You could practice walking yourself under your legs a little more. Do keep in mind that you still want to stay evenly balanced on the feet. The tendency is to roll out to the edges of the feet in this pose. Try to keep them flat. On your inhale, press up partway. Turn your right foot with your exhale and come into a lunge again. And then we're going to lower the left knee down. Walk open the right foot a little bit more so we can be in a runner's lunge. Here you can bring your palms to the floor or use your blocks again. This is our deepest lunge we've been in yet. So we're just going to allow it several breaths to respond to this stretch. Now we'll add a quad stretch. So just turn out your right foot and your left hand and bring your right hand to your thigh. This might be enough for some people. The next step would be to just lift up your leg, ankle flexed. Do you feel a quad stretch there? Then you can just stay. Or maybe you want to take things a little deeper. Reach back and grab the heel. Here you would be revolving your chest up towards the ceiling, bringing your gaze upward. And breathe. This pose should always be practiced ahead of the knee. If you're right on your knee, don't lift up your leg yet. You're not quite ready for that. We don't ever want to put our body weight pressure on our kneecap. All right, let's release back to a lunge. Step into plank. Lowering down, breathing in and up for Cobra. back down, downward dog. Okay, friends, let's take that on the other side. Raising the left leg, step it forward, lunge. Situate your back foot so you can breathe in and come into warrior two. Inhale it up, warrior two. Gazing over your left arm this time. You can even practice engaging the right thigh by pulling up your kneecap. Another thing you can check is that your front knee is in alignment with the second and third toe. The torso is straight up and down. Reverse warrior two, taking your right hand, palm comes this way. Gaze upward. Again, keeping your shoulders relaxed and really stretching up and over to feel that beautiful stretch in the side body. Inhale, come back through warrior two and side angle pose. Try to bring your arm to your temple, but if your shoulders don't go that far, just do what you can. Just stay active, reaching, 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 pushing down in this back foot. Finding your stability in all these standing poses that are glorious hip openers. On your inhale, we're going to come into 5-point star. Exhale, goddess. We'll do moving goddess this time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. A few more times. Last one. See if you can come a little deeper this time. Ready? Inhale up, 5-point star. Toes forward. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Breathe in, part way up. Exhale over to the lunge. Release the right leg. And we'll take runner's lunge. The hands come in the inside as the left leg opens a little more to make space for the shoulders. Again, blocks can be used here if that's better for you. And just allowing that stretch to happen. See if you can breathe your breath energy into your right side of your hip flexors. Take your breath in your mind where you want expansion. Let's go go into the quadricep stretch with runner's lunge. So just turn your right foot or left foot out a little, your right hand out a little. Remember, part one is putting your hand at your hip, drawing your left shoulder back, keeping this right arm strong. Maybe you want to lift up your leg. Maybe you want to grab. See where you're at. Breathe and feel. One more big breath. And release back to your lunge. Back to plank. Lowering down. Breathe. Downward dog. Hold your downward dog. Holding here. Feeling the energy flow up all the arms into the shoulders. Here you can practice lifting the kneecaps, engaging your quadriceps, sending your heels down right to the floor or towards the floor. Feeling your whole body dynamic in downward facing dog. Go ahead and set your sights to the top of the mat and step between the hands and come to standing. So the peak pose in this class is the eagle pose. And I'm going to show you step by step how to have the most grounded, balanced eagle pose. So just join me in standing again in mountain pose. Go ahead and bend the knees and just cross over the thighs, the left thigh over the right, and put your toe on the floor. And you're already bending down like you're coming into chair pose. Check your hips. See that your hip creases, or feel that they're level if you don't have a mirror in front of you. And we're going to bring the arms at shoulder level and reach out like you're rounding your back. And then take the right arm over the left, just like this. So this is kind of known as the Hiya pose, but it's a really great warm-up for eagle pose. Here we want to see that the shoulders are level. A lot of times the tendency in eagle is to come over. We want to stay grounded and straight up and down. Start to feel yourself put a little more weight in your right foot and lift up your left toes. Good. And now release all of it. Shake it out. So we'll do that balancing on the left foot as well. Okay, so again, finding your groundedness. Bend the knees. The right leg comes over the left this time. Put your toes on the floor. So when we go into the actual eagle pose, you can always do this with your toes on the floor, or you could put a block under your foot. And this time the left arm comes over the right. Sit down into your chair pose a little more. Breathe. Feel your groundedness in the left foot, and then begin to lift up the right. Now we'll release. So that's a good first step for eagle pose. Now we'll go into the full pose. Just depending on where your practice is today, you can do either one or do modifications. The main thing is to try to keep your hips level, your shoulders level. So we'll start again. Always just take your time finding your balance, because ultimately that's gonna help you hold the pose longer. So go ahead and just bend your knees like you're coming to the chair, and then cross over the left. Some people will be able to wrap their foot around that back calf, and do that if you can. Then we take the right arm over the left and wind them around. Fingertips pointing up if you can. If you can't grab here, you can always grab your thumb or just do the hiya. So it's hard to talk and do that pose at the same time, but some other things you can think about is you can sit deeper into your eagle pose and try to lift up the arms. Remember with balance poses too, you always want to have a focal point to stare at that's not moving. So let's try it on the other side. So this time, coming more in, we'll cross the right over the left. Find your balance here. Find your hip creases even. And now the left arm goes over the right. And we'll hold. Squeeze the legs together. Feel your grounded energy through the feet, raising upward. Breathe, breathe, breathe. On your inhale, come out and release. So that's eagle pose. No doubt you will experience a lot more eagle pose in your yoga practice in the days, weeks, months, hopefully years ahead. So go ahead and spread your feet more than hip width apart. We're gonna come down into, sometimes it's called the Yogi's squat or Malasana. So you can come from standing by just coming down, placing your palms here. Another thing you can do is, if you don't feel quite comfortable, is slide your brick here. You can come in and still feel that squat. Brick can be at a lower level as well. So just find what works for you. So you can even use your elbows to press your thighs away from you. Breathing, breathing, breathing. And then we'll slowly release the hands to the floor. Come on up to standing, shimmy around so you can be in downward dog. Coming into half swan pose, raise your right leg, bring your knee to your thumb, and scoochie the hips back. Here we're trying to keep the hips level. So if you find that you're really sinking down, try to bring yourself up. You can always put a plaque under here. It's a nice way. If you're just beginning this pose, here, I'll give you this view. You probably want to keep your heel right around that front of your left hip. More back. If this is really intense for your knee, you can always do it on your back, like this. will feel a nice opening in the hip. If you haven't already, go ahead and bring yourself forward as much as is comfortable for you. And this is a lovely place to bring back the Samavriti breath. Make our way back up. Tuck your back toes to help you press back downward dog again. Raising the left leg, knee to thumb, and just sink right down into the hips. Try to move that weight to the hips out of the knee. And then once again, coming down as far as is comfortable for you. And enjoy deep breaths. 4 on the inhale, 4 on the exhale. Let's go ahead and come back up, tuck the toe, step back into downward dog. Release to hands and knees, and then go ahead and swing the legs around. And we'll take a seated forward fold, so you can pull your haunches back a little bit to help you get that forward folding motion. Sit up like in a nice L. Breathe your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Keep your toes pointed up towards the ceiling. There's never any obligation to try to grab your toes. We're not in gym class. Just come wherever you can come to. If you're not so flexible in the hamstrings and lower back, another thing you can do is slide your brick under and come forward. We want to try to keep length in the lower back. So use your props accordingly. You can even do it without a prop. You can just put your arms under there. A few more breaths here. We'll come up with 2 inhales. So the first inhale, just raise up part way. Second inhale, bring the arms back up. And now exhale yourself down onto your back. Bend the knees. And then you can bring your arms to your sides. Situate your knees so they're about hip width apart, feet follow suit. We'll practice bridge pose together. So on your inhale, arch your back. Exhale, push your back into the floor. Lift the hips. Draw the chin in. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Really lifting up here. Keep pushing firmly and evenly into the feet. If you would like to take it a little deeper, you could tuck under the shoulders and interlace your fingers underneath and press upward, but not a have to. Do what's right for you. Keep breathing and lifting. And now exhale yourself down, vertebra by vertebra. Draw the knees to the chest. And we'll do a few rocks. Lowering the soles of the feet to the floor and coming into supine down angle. So here we're just going to let gravity do the work. You can have your arms at your sides or on your abdomen, you decide. So we're making our descent now towards Shavasana. Take a moment here to feel your breath within your body. So with this one, it's always nice to help your legs up a little bit. This is in a position we're used to hanging out in. So just slide your hand under your thigh, and on an inhale, help your legs up. Walk your feet about mat width apart and let your knees touch. And then you can flow into some windshield wipers. So I'm just alternately dropping the knees. Good, and now we'll hug both knees up again, extending the left leg. Hug up right knee right into the body. Coming into a twist. So you're going to guide your right leg over and come more on your left side. Reach out your right arm. Try to keep your shoulders on the floor. And here you could have your knee land on a brick. So it's like this. And then your arm is over. And then you can even turn your gaze to the right. It's more important to have your right shoulder blade on the floor than your right knee on the floor. If this for any reason feels like it's way too much for your lower back, you have any lower back issues, I would suggest bringing both legs up and coming into a twist. All right, let's come back to center. Extend out your right leg this time, hugging the left up. And then guiding the leg over and reaching out the left arm. You can use your right hand to hold down the left leg. Taking some more deep breaths. Our breath actually instigates stretching from the inside out. Think about that one. So as you breathe, you expand, and in that expansion, every little nook and cranny gets a stretch. come into happy baby. So that's pulling your knees up as if you're going to pull them into your armpits. Flip your shins so they're perpendicular to the floor, and then pull down either at your thighs, your shins, or the sides of your feet. Okay? Get the side view. So you should only grab onto your feet if your shoulder blades can continue to stay flat on the floor, along with your head. Otherwise, just grab here or here. You can practice pushing your sacrum down towards the floor. Several more deep breaths here. One more big breath. Feel your belly expand on your inhale. And now guide your feet together and back to the floor. And then just find your most comfortable Shavasana. Feel your shoulder blades flat on the floor. Feel the hips flat on the floor. Palms up. Your arms are just far enough away from your side body that they're not touching. Already, close your eyes. And tune right back into the rise and fall of your breath. Surrendering all of your weight to the floor. Taking the time to let all the benefits of this practice sink in. Now, start to deepen your breath. Bring some gentle movement into the toes. And then wiggle out the fingers. Starting to feel your whole body softly making some movements. And from here, just roll to your side. light. Join me at seated. Let's take hands to heart. Just close your eyes with me one more time. Again, tuning into your breath. Knowing that with this practice, you cultivate inner strength to manage whatever comes to you with peace and grace. This practice is so much more about than what we do right here on the mat together. It's about taking the concepts that we learn here about staying focused and breathing and strong and balanced and aligned. Taking those attributes out into the world with us. May you find peace and joy and love and light on your paths. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Can't wait to see you back live in class someday soon.